welcome to an episode of Time Loop Tea. I'm your host, Roxanne Siobhan Edison. Don't forget to join that Time Loop Tea fam and hit that subscribe button down below if you know what I mean. Today, I will be interviewing some very, very special guests from the hit novel, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This novel is about a community of people known as the Peculiars, who have very special gifts. They are blocked off from the world because of these gifts, and they are always being hunted down by people called the Holocaust. Now, we learn their stories. Welcome in, Miss Peregrine. Millard. Where's Miller?
What do you mean? I'm right here.
Emma. Wow, looking lovely. And finally, Jacob. I have a few questions set up for all of you four. Is that okay? I hope you can answer honestly and from the heart. Let's get started. So, the name Peculiar obviously has a special meaning behind it, which means that you guys have powers, right? Would you mind explaining to me what these special gifts you have are?
Yeah, so I'm an Imbrin, a special species of Peculiars. All Imbrins can turn into birds. I'm a peregrine falcon, hence my name, Miss Peregrine. All Imbrins can travel through time loops and create them, which helps to keep Peculiars safe from Holocaust who want to eat them.
Wow, very interesting. Thank you.
So, pretty fancy because I'm invisible and I love to trick my friends along with people outside the loop. Most people get confused when I talk, but that's okay because all my friends know I'm always around. This gift comes in handy because I can often terrify people enough to do what I want.
Strange.
I have an air peculiarity, mostly fire. This means I can manipulate air, which as a result, I can create fire with my hands. This comes in handy when fighting Holocaust because I have fire hands, and it's also really fun to scare my siblings and my fellow Peculiars with fire. And it's useful because wherever I go, I always have a flashlight on me.
That is truly fascinating. Thank you.
My peculiarity is that I can see the hollows. These are failed peculiar experiments who cannot return to being human. In order to appear human to those around them, they have to eat the eyeballs of other peculiars. I'm the only one who can see these hollows, and I use this power to help protect my siblings and my other fellow peculiarity.
That is truly fascinating, but also quite terrifying.
Yes.
Thank you for answering all of those questions very honestly. My next question is directed towards Miss Peregrine. How do you keep the Peculiars safe knowing that the Hologausts are always after them?
Yeah, so in order to keep my Peculiars safe, I created a time loop. This means that children and I live the same day over and over again. September 3rd, 1940. At a certain time each night, before the bombs come, the loop resets. The sky lights up pink, and then bombs explode like fireworks, but we are always safe because they never hit. Living the same day, the townspeople always have the same actions, letting nothing go without notice. There was quite a disturbance when Jacob first arrived.
Wow, thank you. So my next question is directed towards the children. How do you cope with living the same day over and over again?
Well, I try to find something to do. I've been writing and studying this time loop ever since I could remember. It's truly fascinating, as I write down many things like the behavior of the townspeople all the way down to the very fine details, such as the movement of clouds and the waves in the lake. I once spent 3 whole years studying every specific movement of each peg on the island. I never really get bored in this loop because I always find something to do.
That is very interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
I am able to leave the loop because I don't live inside of it. I came here to explore this island and my grandfather's past with my father. While exploring, I found this loop and also found out that I have special powers. I'm the only child who can see the Holocaust. I use this ability to help keep the other children safe. My friends and I hang out a lot, and I never run out of things to do while adventuring or inside of the loop.
That's fascinating.
It's very hard for me to accept the fact that I cannot escape the time loop, but my friends and I come up with lots of games, and I get to see my boyfriend, Jacob, every single day. But man, when Jacob first came, I flipped out and I almost killed him. Some would say I'm a little uptight, but I like to think of myself as cautious.
All right, let's move on to our next question, which is directed towards Emma. Does the fact that your ex-boyfriend is Jacob's grandfather, does that make anything weird for you?
Not really. I often forget that I'm 88 years old because I have the appearance of a 16 Jacob reminds me so much of Abe that it brings me comfort and a sense of safety. Abe's death has been really hard on me.
I'm so sorry.
At first, it was hard to adjust to the fact that my girlfriend once dated my grandfather. But it's not really a topic we think about anymore, and it doesn't create any tension between us. I just try not to think about it.
That's great. You two seem very passionate about each other.
Get a room.
Gillard!
I don't get lonely anymore because of Jacob. But sometimes I do get really lonely. However, if we do get a sense of loneliness, we need to remember that our safety is more important. Leaving the loop will solve one small problem but cause a much bigger one. We have seen that firsthand, and we have to face the consequences of our dear friend Victor absent from our lives every day.
So sorry.
Yes, as Emma said, even if the loneliness gets to us, we need to understand that this is the only safe place for us to live a carefree life without the hologhosts after us. It's important to be connected with everyone and not have any disagreements, because we all know it will not benefit anyone. Sometimes I do get lonely, because I wish I could live outside the loop.
That is truly fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, this is my final question before we play a little game. How has being a peculiar affected life inside the loop in a positive way? And how has it affected your life in a bad way?
Well, since I can see the hologas, it has helped me keep my friends and I safe. Without my gift, who knows if we would still be around today. On the negative side, seeing the hologas gives me a lot of anxiety. When I see them for the first time and
It's okay, you can do this. Keep going. I know it's hard for you to talk about.
when I saw them for the first time, the night my grandfather died, it scared me a lot. And I couldn't think, I couldn't focus, I couldn't sleep, and I pretty much just couldn't function for a very long time.
I'm so sorry.
Well, my gift has affected the children and I very positively. Without it, we wouldn't have the time loop, which means we would be dead. And if somehow we survive, we would be at constant risk of getting killed by hologas. My gift has kept everyone very safe. However, sometimes I just want to be normal. It takes a toll on my mental health, but I've come to terms with the fact that I can't change it, so I might as well embrace it.
My gift has affected my life very positively. I love just playing with fire, and it's so fun to do something nobody else can do. However, I am a teenage girl, and sometimes I just want to do regular teenage girl things. But because I am peculiar, some of those things I just cannot do. Like going to school, making new friends, grow old and play bingo, you know what I mean? But overall, the good outweighs the bad.
Yeah, being invisible is so much fun. I'm the prank god, and I mean, come on, being invisible is so cool. However, I just want to know what I look like. I want other people to notice me and say hi to me when I walk in a room. And I want other people to have to tell me I have spinach in my teeth.
We are now going to transition into a quick get-to-know-you game called Never Have I Ever. You guys have played this before, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, bring in the cards, Jeremy. Thank you, sweetie.
Is this live?
Thank you.
He's a little bit nervous, don't mind that. Are you guys ready to play?
Yes.
Okay, never have I ever trusted someone who's betrayed me. Ooh, would you like to elaborate on this, Emma and Jacob?
Well, Abe was my best friend, and he left the loop even though it was dangerous and I wanted him to stay. I waited for him for what seemed like an eternity, and he never returned, and it truly broke my heart when I heard that he had died. Currently, I'm still recovering from his loss.
My therapist, neighbor, and the bus driver had been stalking me for my whole life, and I never knew. He turned out to be a wit, which is a helper to the hologasts, and tried to kill me and my friends. It was really difficult to accept this betrayal.
That's terrifying. I can't imagine what I would do if I was in that situation. Okay, never have I ever left the loop. Very interesting. Miller?
He's working on it.
That's okay, he's an invisible boy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Alright, so I leave the loop all the time. As a matter of fact, not only do I travel into the present world, I can travel through time. Having the ability to transform into a bird allows me to cover ground really quickly. I leave the loop to keep updated about events going all around in the peculiar world, and it helps us to keep safe and hear news about the Holocaust. I like to connect with fellow immigrants in different time loops because they're my friends. It kind of sucks that my best friends live in different time eras, but I go there to get a break from all the children.
I grew up outside of the loop, and I've lived my whole life in Florida. I'm not contained to the loop, and I can travel wherever I want, although it's very dangerous. Every time one of us leaves the loop, we risk our lives and become more vulnerable to the dangers of the hologhasts and wits. These creatures are able to eat our eyes when we are not protected by the loop.
I have left the loop before. It is scary because once we leave the time loop, all the years that we have aged inside the time loop catch up to us in just mere hours. This means that we can only spend a certain amount of time outside the loop before we die.
Wow, that's awful. Wow. Miller, would you like to elaborate?
Well, I've been outside the loop to help Jacob convince his dad that Jacob will be okay when he won't be home for a while at the end of our story. I even lifted a chair when Jake's dad got delusional. He freaked out a bit, but overall, he was fine.
Now that's something I've never heard before. All right, moving on to our very last question. So, is there a theme or motif that have motivated you guys to push through this life?
I try to remember how truly good my life is. Although it may seem like it would be unconventional and boring to live the same day over and over, it truly is the only way we are able to survive, so it's a good thing. My friends and I are good, my boyfriend is good, and I'm safe. Overall, just gratefulness.
I think of the theme of trust. It is important to trust people in crucial situations. When I crossed the lake towards Dr. Golan, my friends had to trust me so I could try to save Miss Peregrine and Miss Avocet. Even though I ended up getting hurt, I still risked my life to help.
Wow. Heroic.
I want all peculiars to have the opportunity to live a life that is safe, but while still getting to experience many things that non-peculiars would in their normal lives. Even though all of the children from the orphanage are 70 plus years of age, they still experience a life that a human child would at the age of 5 to 16. I would love if someday peculiars were able to live in the common world without the worries of discrimination or holocaust following them.
I just remember my grandfather and how disrespectful he was to Emma, to put her through such danger and sadness by leaving. My message is definitely respect and safety.
Thank you all so much for answering and playing this game with me. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I truly enjoyed it. Actually, we have a special gift from Time Loop Tea to you. Bring it in, Jeremy. This is a check for $10,000. I am giving this to you, and with this $10,000, you can live your best life. All right, now it's time. I really appreciate it. Of course. All right, now it's time for our post notification shout out, which goes to Shanda Gantz. Call 1-800-TIME-LOOP-T to get your free Millard bobblehead. It's invisible because, yeah, it's invisible. All right, that's it for the show. Yes, please. Once again, I'm Roxanne Chamont Edison, and this has been Time Loop Tea. Bye.